But today, I am going to talk about 3 ways to bounce back when the bottom falls out. So if you are a person who has experienced have had an experience where if you felt like the bottom has fallen out or is falling out, put that in the comments. Just put in the comments me. I tell you what, if you live long enough, at some point in your life, it's going to feel like the bottom is falling out, or you can just reflect back and say, wow, yeah, I was at a place where the bottom did fall out. And what did that look like for you? What did that look like for you? Was it in your personal life? Was it in your relationships, perhaps your business, or maybe even in your career path or your educational path? Just think about, where are you like right now? And are you at a place where you're feeling like the bottom is falling out? And if you are, guess what? You are in great company, because today I am going to talk about what you can do. And the reason why I can talk about what you can do is because I know that feeling. I can recall many instances in my life where the bottom was falling out, right? In all areas of my life. Well, today it's like about what can you do to help mitigate that and get on a path of wholeness, a path of well-being, and a path of just raising your vibrations. And here's what I would like to share with you today. Number 1, if you don't take anything else from this live video, please understand that you must absolutely practice self-compassion. You must absolutely practice self-compassion. You know, we live in a world where, we are in the cancel culture. We are sort of been hardwired to be critical of ourselves and to be hard on ourselves and to live up to a standard that has been sort of we've been co-opted into a standard that really does not even include our own personal preferences. It's about what society says is acceptable, and somehow we have bought into that. But listen, you're not alone, because in this space, there is no judgment. It's all about how can we go forward and go into a place where we are thinking about our future and moving towards that direction with intention, with personal conviction, and self-compassion. All right. So when things go wrong, it's so important to be kind to yourself. You know, when you see that someone is having a hard time, do you offer kindness or do you offer critique? So think about yourself. Would you prefer critique or kindness? And that includes you really offering yourself self-compassion and avoiding self-blame, because the more you offer yourself kindness, right? Kindness. We offer kindness to other people. Well, you are a person, and you are a person who's deserving of kindness. So offer yourself kindness, because the more you blame or like lean into this idea of blame, it just take you down into a dark hole that is really hard to climb out of. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are being kind to yourself. And then just like you will offer someone else, like a close friend, empathy, offer yourself some empathy. All right. And this can help build your sense of resilience and bouncing back. Now, I kind of have a little issue sometimes with this idea of resilience, but we need resilience, but not at the expense of repeating some behaviors that keep you in a cycle of going down into a dark pit, because that is not resilience. When you practice, when you have habits and beliefs and patterns that keep you repeating the same cyclic activity over and over again, and you're having to reclimb over and over again, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you put forth a sincere effort to accomplish something or to become a better person, and you have had a setback, or when it seems like things around you are just kind of falling apart, you can gather yourself, get a hold of yourself, offer yourself self-compassion, and offer yourself some kindness. And so that when it's time to bounce back or get back on the proverbial horse, that you are doing so from a place of strength, not weakness. Got it? All right, that's number 1. Number 2, seek support from others. Well, we cannot overstate that. Just cannot overstate that, because a lot of times when you isolate yourself or you become a solo act or silo yourself, what happens? You start ruminating over things. And when you start ruminating over things, guess what happens? What is most likely to happen is that you start wandering all over the place. And when you start wandering, you start wondering and creating scenarios that really don't exist. So be courageous enough to say, you know what, I'm going to need support. Think of a close friend or family member who you can talk with, and bounce your feelings, or share your feelings with, or bounce an idea off. Or perhaps you may need a counselor or a therapist that may be supportive to you. But the thing about sharing your struggles with someone else is that it helps other people to see you for who you are, right? See you for who you are, and that you're able to allow yourself to be vulnerable and transparent. And it helps validate who you are. And so when you start feeling like I'm seen and I'm heard and I feel validated, and not as a means of pandering, but simply like, I see you, I see what you're going through, and I'm here to support you. When you have those people in your corner, guess what happens? It's easier for you to identify potential solutions, right? And so when you feel like the bottom is falling out, and when you're in a frenzy or you're in a state of panic, you cannot think straight. And sometimes you just need a circle of people around you who say, I've got you. I've got you. And if you don't have anyone around you to say, I've got you, then you know what? I'm here to support you in any way that I can. But it might be a time to really start looking at your circle of love or your circle of influence and start really thinking about who do you want to bring into a closer relationship with you as you are really needing some support and offering support for other people. So that's something to think about. And number 3, focus on what you can control. Focus on what you can control. We can't always control everything, and that is a fact. In fact, I was in an accident over the weekend. I had no control over that accident. I'm even feeling it in my body right now. But it really messed up my psyche a lot, and it really just. I went into a place of overwhelm, right, and feeling powerless. Have you ever felt overwhelmed and powerless? Have you ever experienced that? If you have ever experienced feeling overwhelmed and powerless, it is not a good place, right? So rather than just ruminating over what went wrong, why did this happen? It's okay to sort of make sense of it, but then it's important to really focus on what is it that you want to, I like to say manage, but control is another word. Like, what is it that you have control over right now? And what is it that you can do right now to bring yourself into a better mindset or emotional state or even a physical state, if that's possible? So one thing that you might be able to do is sort of like break down your challenges. Break down your challenges into smaller goals. I like chunk it down to smaller goals, right? And then take manageable steps behind it. So a lot of times when it seems like the bottom is falling out, we can just be hither, thither, and yon, just running roughshod all over the place and not being able to center. So bring your whole body, your whole spirit, mind, body, and soul into one place, offering yourself compassion, as I said, number 1. Number 2, being able to seek support for others. And number 3, focus on what you can control. One of the things that I like to do is write a list of like what has to be done. Number 1, what could be done. Number 2, and number 3, what am I not doing today? You can make it as simple or as complex as you want, but the bottom line is that when the bottom falls out, there's a way for you to bounce back. And it's not like bouncing back and immediately, right? Because I don't think that we allow ourselves time to process what we need to process, to reconcile what we need to reconcile, and to regroup. Right? So we all need an opportunity to regroup. And here's a great way to do that, by offering yourself some kindness and seeking support from others, and then just breaking down your challenges into bite-sized pieces that you can manage what's on your plate. What is immediate? What is the immediate thing that you have to do? And knowing that you don't have to do everything. Give yourself permission to do only that which you can manage well, right? Without sacrificing your sense of well-being, because that's no bueno. That's no bueno. All right, people. Well, this was a short live, but I just wanted to spend some time with you. Hey, listen, if you have not liked my Facebook page, please like my Facebook page, Presence with Purpose. And then also, if you are a busy woman on a path to rediscovering yourself or finding yourself or connecting with yourself, I have a Facebook group that I like to invite you in. Be sure that you inbox me so and say, hey, I would love to join this Facebook community that you have created, and then we can work that out and see how we can get you connected. But until next time, my friends, take good care of yourself and be well.